guys, it's Nana, Foxxy Mama 365, back again with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 8, and it is Peaches, Please, oh bitch, please. Yeah, so before I start, I wanted to get a few things out of the way. Happy Black History Month, 1st of February, so the month of February pretty much. And please check out Foxxy Mama 365, be sure to subscribe and check me out there. And also check out Black Girls in Canada. Like, you know, I am in Canada, so I'm kind of looking into Canadian Black history, and I found a few things that I thought were interesting. Be sure to check out pretty much trying to learn about the history of Black people in Canada, and it dates back as far back as 1600s pretty much, or 1600s. So that's pretty much what the history shows. So it's kind of interesting to actually get to know, and it's based off of the book of Negroes, following a lady called Aminata Diablo, that's her name, and it's by Lawrence Hill. I thought it was an excellent book. Also, you know, I think there's also a movie made out of it as well, which was good. Pretty much it's just learning about Black history, you know. How do we know where we're going if we don't know where we're coming from? First thing first. Secondly, did you guys get into the Wendy Williams Lifetime movie? I did. I saw it and I was like, okay, it was good. It gave us a little more into, it was good for her to tell her own story and spray her own self down, you know. It was kind of cool and refreshing. But I think it was actually better than the Salt and Pepper biopic. That was interesting as well, but it was kind of odd that they didn't, Salt and Pepper didn't include Spinderella, and that is causing, I know obviously there's a court case and all of that. However, because Spinderella couldn't give her side of the story, it kind of makes it look like, okay, we're missing something, we're missing out on something. Anyway, Wendy's own was cool, it was good. You could see pretty much, yeah, she was really out to get her husband, her ex-husband. And people were saying, oh, that she might have been going through some kind of assault, and how come she didn't talk about that? And I'm like, well, it's her story to tell. If she wanted to protect him over that, it's her story to tell. But it was good. However, it does not take away all the stuff Wendy's done, all the foul stuff she's done to other people. You know, like Wendy has always attacked people's marriages, homes and relationships and all of that, only for her to say, oh, for 13 years she actually knew about this relationship and, you know, didn't call her husband out on it. And I totally get it. It's her life, you know, and actually no one can ever tell someone when to leave or walk away from a marriage or a relationship, especially when there are kids involved. But I just look at the double standards, you know. That's pretty much all it is for me. But it was a good watch. Be sure to check it out, okay? Real Housewives of Atlanta, bitch, please. Yes. So Kenya is still on. Well, the ladies are still on their way to. The ladies are trying. The ladies are trying to make their way to South Carolina, the Isle of something in South Carolina. That's where they're going for their trip. So the ladies just got off the bus, and before they do get off, Candy makes it a point to tell the ladies, because the ladies were upset from last episode about why Kenya didn't let them know she was going on a private jet and bringing her daughter along. So Candy was like telling the ladies that, you know what, you guys should be a little kind. Remember that Kenya doesn't have a village like the rest of us have. You know, like it takes more than pretty much one person or a parent to raise a child. And I'm asking to myself, where is Aunt Lori? Where is Shay? Because these are people that Kenya would film with on a regular. And I think for the last 2-3 years, we really haven't seen anything of Aunt Lori. In fact, we were actually surprised that Kenya didn't even make Aunt Lori or her cousin Shay her baby, the godmothers for her child. So it's just been like, where are these people? You know, so I think there's been a fallout with Aunt Lori because we haven't seen Aunt Lori. And pretty much, these are the people that should have been holding Kenya down through this nasty divorce she's about to go through, and through all, you know, helping her out with Brooklyn. So anyway, at the moment, Kenya doesn't have a nanny, and the ladies are like, what, you have all that money? And pretty much you guys have to understand, it takes more than money to raise a child. Yeah, that's like, you're not going to leave your child just because you have a nanny. You have to at least get to know the person, feel some kind of secure, see what the person is like around the child, you know, make sure that they are safe, you know, just kind of You're not just going to leave your child just because you found a nanny a day or two after that. You know, you want to just be sure and safe. You're not going to leave them overnight. Pretty much is what we're saying. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Kenya comes up with this murder mystery on the very first day. And I'm thinking it's a great idea. However, wrong time, because I'm thinking the ladies have just been on an 8-hour trip on the bus. So they're going to come off, they're going to be exhausted. So expecting them to start, you know, and of course they would have been drinking, they've probably been sleeping. They're just exhausted from an 8-hour drive, okay? So it's a great idea, but just wrong timing. Probably should have planned to do it the next day. You know, that could have probably kept them busy, you know. Anyways, the ladies are like, come in. Cynthia gets in first. She's got a great room. Then the other ladies come in. The bus arrives and they're like exhausted. And then of course, as soon as they get into getting some drinks and settling in, the next thing some lady runs in and she's like being stabbed. She's got blood on her. She's like, oh! And then she falls. And the ladies are like, what in the world is happening? What's going on? The ladies are like stunned. And after that, the policemen come in and they have guns. And Portia, obviously, did you see Portia dive? Listen. That is a black girl. Portia is a black bait, okay? She took that dive first. You know, you take the dive, you dip, then you ask the questions after. So Portia took that dive behind the chair, and she's like, what in the what? So at this point, we find out that it's part of the game that Kenya is playing. The ladies have name tags, of course. They're all trying to bring out their inner strippers, okay? So the game goes on, but it looks like nobody's really concentrating. Everybody's like, really? Portia's like, listen, girl, I don't understand what's going on. I came for my drink and my dance. I don't know what in the world. Listen, I came to have the drinks and a dance, okay? Anyway, so only Candy, who's been drinking water, is really able to get into it. And Tanya's like, listen, girls, I don't want to be stuck with another bedroom, okay? Anyways, more shots, because I think better with more shots. Woo! Moving on. So the ladies are really not paying attention, and Kenya is very upset. She's like, what is going on? You can't expect the ladies to pay attention because, listen, they've just been through an 8-hour bus ride, like I said. And so the ladies are dancing, they're twerking, they're actually dancing with the men. The men are singing, whoop, whoop. Yeah, you know, so it's like nobody cares about Kenya's game except Candy. And Candy's like, listen, it's so hard to even concentrate. Fallon comes in, and they're dancing, and of course they get to breaking some glass. So it's kind of like, oh guys, be careful, what's going on? You guys calm down. Anyway, Kenya ends up solving her mystery herself, okay? The room situation, Marlo is definitely not happy. Candy gets a good room because obviously Kenya and Candy are good friends. So she's also, you know, situated Candy nicely. And then all of a sudden, before this, as Fallon is telling them that, look, listen guys, I have to leave because I have a villa nearby because my husband is around, and yeah, he's my best friend. And Latoya's like, girl, why would you bring your husband? You could have made best friends here. And Drew is like, girl, don't listen to anything that Latoya has to say. She ain't got nothing, no business telling you about a man, okay? About husbands, because she doesn't really like husbands. So you can see at this point, Latoya is a little like, oh, okay, taking her back. But anyways, they still keep going. So in Candy's room, while the ladies are there, and Candy celebrating getting a good room and opening her leg and closing it up, Latoya tries to actually drag Drew and says to her, Drew, can we talk about your struggling husband? Drew is like, what struggling husband? Girl! And at this point, the ladies are coming in between, and like Marlo and Fallon are like, girl, no, don't touch her. Like, whatever you guys want to talk about, you can talk about it, but you don't put your hands on anyone. It's aggressive. And at this point, Kenya also grabs Latoya also by the arm, and Latoya like, don't grab me. And she's like, don't grab me. She's just trying to use her words. And at this point, I think Latoya is pretty much drunk. Now, remember when Kenya was grabbed by her arm? The same thing which was done to her by Christopher Williams, and Kenya was saying it was aggressive. That was the exact same thing Kenya did to Latoya. She wasn't trying to be aggressive. She was just trying to like hold her back from going towards Drew, who at this point was like, girl, don't touch me. I'm from Chicago, okay? The last bitch that tried to grab me ended up with her head through the gates, okay? So anyways, Drew is having none of it. She's like, listen, I'm unready. I already knew about the whole wig situation, so you coming at me, I only talked about, you don't know anything about my husband pretty much, so listen, I'm unready. Don't grab me. So the other ladies try to get Latoya to understand that, listen, touching anybody else, you know, it's just not okay. You can't grab, you just can't. And she's like, oh, she didn't even grab. But of course, the camera is rolling and we actually see her pulling at like Drew's arm. So the ladies are like, no, you know what, you just have to apologize. So later on, she gets to apologize and much. They're like, you know, keep your distance. Use your words, okay? Don't grab anyone. Bitches ain't playing. So anyways, Latoya gets to apologizing to Drew, and Drew's like, okay. And she's like, oh, so can I touch you now? No, you cannot touch me. Not now, not ever. Don't put your hands on me. And of course, Latoya gets to making a stupid comment about, oh, I just trying to touch your hair or touch. I'm like, girl, well, clearly Latoya is high or she's drunk or whatever it is, you know. So she's like, you know what, just, yeah, apology accepted, but that's it. Marlo's room just got a bathroom, and that's pretty much all it is. And Marlo's like, girl, this girl really hates me. Is it that deep? Marlo is really upset. And of course, they take us back to why Kenya gave her that room. Kenya said, girl, yes, bitch, you're gonna get this little room because you know what, you need to be respectful of the host, which is herself. And she's like, yeah, the reason why you got this room is pretty much, she hasn't said this to Marlo, but she's saying, yeah, because you told Latoya to be watchful or mindful of me and not tell secrets and all of that. So you say a lot of, you know, so that's pretty much what Kenya is doing. And the other ladies see through it, obviously. So at this point, the ladies separate into two different rooms, into two different groups. We have the aunties on one side, made up of Kenya, Candy, Cynthia, and Latoya. And we have the nieces in the other room. And that is made up of Tanya, Portia, Marlo, Drew, Shamia, Fallon, and yeah. Pretty much this is ageism, but they're saying no, it's not about being old. It's pretty much about the fact that about how they behave and how they carry themselves. And the younger girls pretty much want to have fun and, you know, just want to be cool about everything. But the other ladies are like, no, we have to be a little more responsible. We have to, you know, be quiet and stuff like that. So they're like, aunties, we see you, okay? And of course, at this point, Portia gets to talking about what Latoya, talking about the wig and, you know, looking for, you know, kind of digging up, trying to stir up the pot. But then now that everybody's calling her out for it, she's like trying not to be, but she's still saying that pretty much Drew's wig was shit. And I'm like, girl, why do you need to trash these girls? And honestly, I went back and looked at this wig. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the wig. It was just a big fluffy wig, and that's pretty much the style I like. Anyways. Kenya says, well, if you want to carry a pussycat on your head, good luck. Tito's for the titties. And they're like, these are like, what? Yeah. You ladies are the aunties, okay? So we call you guys the titties, okay? Anyways, Marlo ain't having any of that. She's like, listen, girls, you guys can do whatever you guys want to do. I am going to be living in the living room. That's going to be my bedroom, okay? So pretty much Marlo has turned her room situation into her dressing room, and she's now going to use the living room as her sleeping condition and her sleeping quarters anyways. So at the end of the night, ladies are all gone. Fallon goes to her husband, and Kenya goes to get Brooklyn and obviously takes Brooklyn to bed. Yeah. Before this, obviously that's pretty much where it ends for the night. Unfortunately, we don't get to see Brooklyn because Mark and Kenya are going to go through it, and Mark is kind of saying that Kenya can't show Brooklyn on the show and can't use her for ads and all of that because until the divorce is settled and all of that. Anyway, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. So the next morning, Kenya is doing breakfast and making breakfast for Brooklyn. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why Kenya didn't just make breakfast for everyone? Because usually what happens as the hostess, you might get one other person, maybe Latoya or someone, well, maybe not Latoya. Someone else, like, you know, you guys get together in the kitchen and, you know, kind of make breakfast for everybody. Pretty much, and breakfast is pretty simple. It could have been eggs and bacon, at least especially when they're drinking so much, right? You just need to have some kind of food in your tummy. So the ladies are all hungry and they're like complaining all through the day because there's no food. Whew. Candy upset that Shamia is calling her auntie. Meanwhile, you're meant to be my girl. Okay, I see you. Kenya's got a pig grill going on, and the ladies are like, ugh, they can't wait because it's going to take a long time to get that food. But there's pretty much no food. And Kenya is saying, listen, girls, there's some food in the fridge. If you guys want to cook and if you want to order, help yourself, okay? However, Kenya gets to ordering food. Kenya and Latoya could have done a lot better because the ladies are just sitting around, they're hungry, some of them are still drinking, but they're hungover, they're like, okay, what in the world? They're trying to figure out what they're going to eat. Nobody's cooking, there's food in the fridge, but nobody's really interested in what they have there. And it's kind of upsetting, especially when Kenya brings in her own food. Anyways, Portia gets to talking about Dennis with Shamia, and quite frankly, I don't care. Do you? I don't care. Portia and Dennis is an old story. They need to get their act together. They have a daughter involved, so all this going back and forth is too much. It ain't my business. Okay? Anyway, Marlo is upset with Kenya. She's telling Candy that, why Kenya still is so hurt about this whole situation. And Candy's like, yeah, if you feel this way, you should probably have a talk with her. And I think pretty much what it is Kenya ain't never going to forgive Marlo for making that comment about her mom. And saying to her that, oh, your mama never wanted you. That comment was hurtful and it dug deep. And I don't think Kenya is ever going to forgive Marlo for it. Period. Anyways, Kenya orders some crab cakes and all the ladies are like, what? Girl, you ordered just one? What in the... So everybody's like, nope, we're going to revoke your rights. What? How do you... Even Candy's like, girl, I see you, Candy's so... I love this. Candy looks really good in this, her brown jacket. I totally love that look. And Candy's like, you know what, girl? You were sneaky about your daughter, bringing her not letting anybody know. You were sneaky about Marlo's room situation. I said nothing. Girl, we let it slide. But this time around, the crab cake, only for you? I'm over it, Kenya. We're all over it. So that's pretty much Candy's, take, even though Candy gets to eating the crab cake as well. So Kenya, she really doesn't care. There's so much, there's sandwiches in the fridge, you guys can help yourself, okay? Now, the wig situation. Latoya still just can't get over this wig situation with Drew. Especially the fact that she actually threw the first shot. And now Drew is like, girl, you really don't care about your husband, so why are you talking about Farling's husband? Moving on. So anyway, Latoya has this wig. And Marlo's like, girl, what are you doing? Okay, tell me how you're going to present this wig. Cynthia like, it's not going to go down well. I don't think this is a good idea. Latoya like, nope, she's going to do it. Kenya like, nope, Latoya is gone. Now dinner, the pig is served. And now that pig looked amazing. And it was done by Mr. Rodney Scott, who apparently won the James Beard Award before. So he's some kind of great chef for, and that pig for me looked amazing. But of course, Portia is still a vegan, so they get Portia to pray. And Portia like, dear Lord, Jesus, take the wheels of this dead carcass, okay? We pray for his beautiful soul. And kind of like, girl, but that soul is definitely a beautiful soul because I'm going to be eating that pig, okay? And I totally get it. So, but anyway, they have other things to eat. They have mac and cheese. They have collard greens. They have so much more to eat. So if you're vegan, you can still find options. Okay. So then at this point, ladies get to talking. Tanya is spoiled according to Kenya, and I'm thinking why. I think Kenya is just looking for Tanya, just looking for anything to talk about. Tanya I don't understand what you're talking about. If anything, you should be sorry for this fake ass, dead ass, big trip that you brought us to. And of course Portia like, yeah, we were hungry the whole, Portia never lets, Portia would take a dig if she can. We were hungry the whole day, Anyway, Latoya is coming for the wig again. And she's like, excuse me girls, I want to talk. And she goes on to Drew. She's talking about Drew's wig and how she's gotten Drew this new wig and how, she's going to get the wig plucked. She purchased this wig and she's going to get it secured. And I'm like, girl, of course Portia chimes in. Girl, if you're going to be apologizing or giving a gift, you don't need to be shady about it. This is just being shady, pretty much. Anyways, Drew, being a lady, says, girl, thanks, but no thanks. I will not be wearing it because I got a great source of getting my wigs, okay? But you know what? I got a gift for you, okay? Ooh, at this point, we're going to be putting on our lipsticks, okay? At this point, Tanya like, girl, I'm going to wear my lipstick for in case you get killed, okay? So anyway, Tanya's applying her lipstick, and Drew comes back in, and she's got a little picture. And she's like, girl, you talked about you not liking me from the game because I stole Mallory and Dwayne's I told Dwayne and I broke up their relationship, and that's why. So obviously you're watching me. That means obviously you're my biggest fan. So you know what? I'm gonna sign you a nice picture copy, and she gets to signing it up, and you're like, my biggest fan, Latoya. Touche, like Candy said, touche, Latoya, touche, Drew. Yes, you definitely got Latoya, because it was like, there was just absolutely no need for that, all that drama and all. You could have just apologized because you didn't know this girl. You were going after her wig. There was absolutely nothing wrong with her wig. Yeah, maybe, you know, this is at the times like people's edges and like, look, everybody's like, you know, we're trying to do it, you know. There was absolutely no need to go below the belt. But you know what, like Drew said, we keep it above the table and we keep it pushing. So Latoya, since you brought it on the table, like a grown up, I have addressed the situation and now I'm over it. Moving on, Marlo and Kenya. It's really deep. Like Marlo is like, I don't understand why Kenya really just can't forgive and move on. And like I said, Marlo, Kenya ain't never gonna forgive you because of that comment you made about her mom. You know, saying her mom don't want her. If a person's mom don't want her, the person must be really shitty and all of that. So I get that, and I don't think Kenya ever going to forgive Marlo. It's going to really take a lot for Kenya to let it go. But then you see them going into, yeah, I'm only talking about your fake butt and the fact that it's not real and you got injections. And of course, Kenya's like, girl, for someone that calls himself my friend to be talking about me and every time you can take a dig. And I'm like, Kenya, you take a dig at Portia every time and Portia just lets you slide. Like most of the time, except when she dragged you, of course. We can't forget that. But the thing is, Marlo can't help herself. If you're going to come at her, she's definitely going to have something to say, you know. So it is what it is. And I think Marlo is trying to make it better. However, going in that direction is not the way to make it better. If you are trying to apologize or trying to get to a good place, you can't keep talking about fake butts and stuff, because we all know Kenya is never going to admit to having fake butts. Just like the same way she never admitted to having the fake wig. Remember when Tanya brought a wig back from Canada for Kenya, and everybody like saw the wig, and Tanya, no, Kenya is just never going to admit, even though we all know clearly all that hair is not Kenya's hair. But does she have long hair? Yes. Does she have a great body? Yes. But is all that butt has? No. But if Kenya doesn't want to share that information, it's not your place, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Some people just don't feel comfortable, you know, if they get surgery. It's just not, they just don't feel comfortable letting the whole world know. And it's okay. Okay? It is not your place, Marlo, to tell. That's it. That's my position. What do you guys think? Should Marlo be outing Kenya? Like we all can see, you know, that obviously, you know, she's got some either injections or some work or some BBL or whatever it is, you know, but it's not Marlo's place to tell. And if Marlo really wants to get to a better place with Kenya, she just needs to stay, you know, it probably has to be a sit down, a one-on-one without other people. Maybe just one person, maybe Candy and Cynthia, or Portia, no, not Portia, maybe Candy and Cynthia. Just keep it pushing, you know, and like, this is what it is, you know, let's just get to a better place. Anyways, next week we're going to be doing the bachelorette party, and I'm looking forward to that, because it looks like a lot of stuff is going to go down. Guys, be sure to watch, be sure to share and subscribe. Oh, don't forget to check out my Instagram page, Foxxy Mama 365.